Today I had my 9th therapy session, and it's over on Rumble for those of you watching this on YouTube. And it was a very integrated one. The whole session was a conversation. There was none of the eye movement things that people would find incredibly tedious if you had to just sit and wait 20 seconds for about, I don't know, 10 times why the therapist was doing this to see if I could come up with something. It's a procedure, people. But this session, there was none of that eye movement, desensitization thing going on. It was a discussion because I needed to express to her, impress upon her, engage with her about what I wanted to work on. She asked me what I wanted to work on, and it's very complex, and she's only trained in a certain realm, and there's lots of things that she can't help me with. She doesn't have the training, and so she's always pulling me back to the bit that she can, and it's kind of like she's an angler, she's fishing, she's got her law on the end, which is pain and suffering, and they're the tools that she can deploy. And if I don't bite on the pain and the suffering, if I want to get metaphysical, philosophical, psychoanalytical, then there's a level of frustration with her because I'm not biting, because she can't reel me in, she can't engage with me on that. And so it's kind of frustrating from my perspective, because I'm looking for a multifaceted therapist. I'm looking for someone very metaphysical, very psychoanalytical, spiritual. I'm looking for people with experience and this stuff, which I can communicate the spiritual facet of my world. That's my world these days, whereby she wants to concentrate on moments of trauma, whereby she can attempt to alleviate the impact of that and help me feel about it in a softer way, and so I don't carry the weight of it forever and a day. But I'm saying to her, so well, look, I mean, it's not like I'm feeling the pain per se, and there's a part of me which is traumatized and insecure and withdrawn and all that. My life experience has been so profound, so out there, it's left me feeling like an alien. And the video I put up not so long ago, which Carl Jung wrote about, the 1%, I'm like, well, I tick all the boxes. This 1%, people feel like an alien, and they just won't engage in the regular bullshit of socially accepted patter, which is meaningless and pointless and soul destroying and all the rest of it. We need more. We need more. So I'm speaking to her about why I need more, and to try to help her hone in on something. I'm saying, well, look, my endeavour is that there is a part of me that may want to try again to go out into this crazy, fucked up world and pretend that I don't know all this stuff that I know, and I haven't learnt all this stuff that I've learnt, and I'm not bitter and scornful for all the cunts that I've met in my life that have ripped me off and deceived me and beguiled me and all the rest of it. I'm like, what do you think? I can forget about all that stuff? So this conversation is about that, and it's a very good conversation. from the perspective of someone in therapy who is engaging with a therapist, two articulate people looking at trying to resolve and solve issues. And of course, I'm from another world. I'm from a very different world from my therapist. And my therapist imparts to me that she doesn't see anybody as stupid or bereft or wanton, or she just sees everybody, you know, in their own right, as kind of like, you know, all whole in their own way. And I'm like, I want to investigate, I want to psychoanalyze her to see what it is that prevents her from seeing the fucking reality, to be quite honest with you people. Because I'm thinking most of you are on board that there's a lot of stupid fuckers out there. There's a lot of degenerates. There's a lot of nasty, evil, self-centered, narcissistic motherfuckers. There's a lot of destructive human beings out there. There's some kind and some not so kind, and even when you've got the kind ones, the heart's in the right place, they're invariably the daft as a brush, and they don't even know their arm from their arse, metaphysically, psychoanalytically, spiritually. And I find all that stuff and more pretty frustrating. And so this conversation is about that. And if you like that sort of thing, then tune in to it. So as far as my Rumble viewers are concerned, well, if you want to watch the others, I think I already put the 8th one up. So if you want to watch 1 to 7 and a few interceptions, there's kind of like I was speaking about the therapy, and so I've placed those in. Well, they're in the playlists on my YouTube channel on the therapy, obviously. So there's about 10 playlists on my YouTube channel. So you can find them easier, so you can see from the very beginning for people who are interested. But those of you who have come over from YouTube and have already watched at least a few of those, then you have some sort of idea about what's going on. And those of you who are reasonably long-term Wake and Brave viewers, then you would have some sort of idea of what I've struggled with and how I've deployed certain characters, supercilious, you know, being the main belligerent, obnoxious, sort of haughty, dismissive character, which I have you know, I've utilised for a couple of years on, I think a couple of years I've actually coined the name. I've given this character a name of supercilious. But for, I would think, 5-6 years, this sort of character has made manifest through certain frustrations of not being able to reach anybody, not being able to extract anything which I consider to be remotely useful or important or interesting, save for like 1% of you. I'm like, wow, 1% of you can give me a little of what I may be looking for. Some stories of your own out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, childhood trauma, whatever, something like that which gives me some sort of affiliation, a confluence with you, instead of feeling like a fucking alien talking to myself. Can you imagine, people? And so then I get pretty fucking haughty and I start calling you all a bunch of cunts under the fucking sun. And so I'm trying to find a way where I can outgrow that, and I don't know whether it involves me regressing like 50 years back to a person which was much more accepting about my fellow man. I'm just wondering, how am I going to be forgetting that stuff? Every time I meet someone, am I going to be thinking, oh, I've met you variety of cunt before, you're daft as a brush, or you look very deceptive, or there's a slyness in your eyes, and oh my word, we could go on forever, couldn't we? We could go on. Narcissistic traits, oh, stay away from that fucker, and all these sort of things. How do I undo that? That's the thing. I don't think actually it's possible, but credit where credit is due. I'm trying, and I'm looking into possibilities. I'm looking into whether there is, in actual fact, an avenue, a portal, a self-realization, a softening facet of me, which will try not to analyze everybody I encounter, which will try not to impart my wisdom if I think they are in need of it. She asked me, why do I feel it necessary to say to the guy who works behind the counter, the Sri Lankan guy, he works behind the counter, and he's like, oh, hello, and I go, how are you, Ranud? Oh, I'm fine. I'm like, do you have anything else other than I'm fine? Do you ever go higher, or do you go lower? And he's like, no. No, he's got no idea of what I'm even saying. I'm asking, is there any fucking depth to your character? No, there isn't with these people. And then I'm like, what the fuck are we dealing with here? Fucking ghosts, zombies, automaton. And then my therapist will be thinking there's something wrong with me, looking at me, well, why do I feel like that? Because she doesn't feel like that. She just lets everybody be, and she's love and light. This sort of a fucking retard, as far as I can see. I want to know why she is so broken inside that can't ever consider that anybody on this planet is different from anybody else, and anybody is better in something and worse in others. For fuck's sake. Who can't see these differences? Some sort of liberalist, hypnotised fucking turd. And that's what the world's been turning out. Fucking turds that just, you know, it's kind of like the three monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, and speak no fucking evil. That's what the whole projection and trajectory of the leftist agenda is. Trying to just break everybody's balls, and so nobody recognises any difference. Nobody perceives anybody as being dumb or super intelligent or conniving or, you know, helpful with an agenda and all these sort of things. There's a billion things that we need to keep our senses alert about as we go through life. And I'm just one of those that's on full fucking alert. You know, her whole thing is just trying to resolve the pain and not to feel vulnerable, and so I can better cope. I'm like, I've got to address this semantic that you're using. I don't have an issue fucking coping. Fucking what you're like, I don't ever want to meet a woman because I don't feel I could cope with the emotional turmoil inside. No, it's just I just don't fucking believe it anymore. And when a woman or anyone would say to you that they love you, I'm like, whatever. You don't even know what love is. Let me put you to the test. And I'd start putting them to the test. That's what the whole thing would be about. I'd be putting them to the test. And then they might be going, why are you saying this and why are you doing that? Well, you proclaim you love me. I just want to see if it's real or if it's just a crock of shit. I don't want you to know that it's a crock of shit. If the chances are it wasn't real, and I don't believe that it'd be real, I just believe it'd be circumstantial and pleasing to you momentarily. That's the thing, isn't it? That's what love is, isn't it? You're being pleased, you're being satiated, you're being feeling like you're protected and you're cared for. You know, it's all about, oh, me, I'm insecure and I need these things from somebody else. Well, I don't need anything from anybody else. So therefore, what the fuck do I want someone's love for? It's just superfluous to me, isn't it? So anyway, as you can see, I can speak on any given subject matter for ever and a freaking day. And who could entertain this? What partner could entertain this? What partner could I live with who would, who just wouldn't just run out the house holding their head, screaming, with the imposition of feeling like someone is looking into their soul, looking into their mind and to their deepest crevices of places they've never even looked before. Well, that's a 1%er. That's when you live with the 1% people. So, anyway, if you want to watch that video, if you're on YouTube, it's on Rumble. For those of you that are on Rumble, well, it's the one before this video.